Good afternoon, my fellow campers. It has been another warm day, hasn't it? Man, it has. Well, we've got a few things done around, so it's going to be all right. This afternoon, I'm going to use my K-lock. I don't know if y'all seen one of these little lock blades like this. You hand that to somebody, most people can't open it, can't lock it up. To lock this little knife up, you got to push up on the back here. Right here, push out. You see how that to unlock it, which is very unusual. I've given it to I don't know how many guys to try to unlock that, and they can't do it. But anyway, welcome. Glad to have all of you. We are going to, you notice I'm using different kind of skillet, and I'm going to tell you why. Because we are going to make a shipwreck casserole, is what it's called. I didn't invent this, but it's pretty good to fix out when you're out camping and stuff like that. And the ingredients are pretty simple. You know, ground beef, macaroni, cheese, diced tomatoes, uh, uh, milk, green peas. So it's a pretty simple meal to put together. So we're going to have that, and we're going to have some garlic toast for supper tonight. And like I said, I don't fix any type of pastas or gravies or anything in my steel. It's just too, especially because if you get in the habit of doing it, even if you're at home doing it, you get in the habit of doing it, you get out in the field, do it, you mess up your skillet, that's some cheese and stuff like that. It just ain't worth it to me. Even though I rather cook in cast iron than anything, when it comes to those things, I'm going to cook in something like this. So we are going to get started here. I'm going to turn our gas back on and light our stove. All right. I'm going to dust that pan out with a rag. Then I'm going to spray as usual. I like to put a little oil in the bottom of there. We're going to start out with our hamburger meat. I'm going to use a pound of hamburger meat, stick it in there. Boy, I had a lot of trouble with that last video. I don't know what it is about my mics and stuff like that. I even got a new set. And in my last video, they tried to act up. So hopefully, I'm going to try to keep an eye on it. But in my last video, the sound would come and go. It'd be real low and then real high. And I don't know what's changed and what's making it do that. But for some reason, it was doing that. And I tried my best to fix it, guys. So I apologize for it. I'm going to look into even a better set of these mics. If anybody's got any suggestions, please let me know. You know, when you're first getting started out, you know, it's kind of hard to go out and spend a bunch of money on something that you're trying out, even though you're committed to it. But you would think a mic was a mic, you know. We're gonna brown this up right here. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm cursed when it comes to these little old mics right here or what. Rest of you guys got started. Did you have that kind of issue as trying to get your sound right? It's kind of aggravating. I know that. And I'm not going to throw a footage away because you can't repeat it. I mean, a lot of it would be right in the middle of my video. The sound would kind of go, come and go, come and go. Well, I'm not going to trash the whole video because you can actually see what's going on. But I do want to apologize for the last video, and hopefully I don't have this problem in the next one. Okay, but we're going to try that. I don't know if you guys remember this when you were young, but this was a staple whenever I was growing up. I mean, in the home. I don't know if I hadn't heard anybody cooking it in a while, but when you was trying to make hamburger meat and stuff like that stretch when you was younger, because meat was the most expensive part of it, this is what you did. I was reading through some of my messages and stuff, and if you remember here a few videos ago, I talked about these van life videos are a bunch of BS, a lot of them. They con a bunch of these people and selling everything they got and moving into their vehicle, and the world's going to be happy ever after. This one subscriber sent me a message, I believe it was this morning. Apparently he had just watched that particular video, and he had a testimony. He said a friend of his, couple, retired and bought him an RV, sold everything, and they took off, was going to travel, and he ended up getting sick. And he said they had a living nightmare, because when you don't have a home and a address, when you're trying to deal with doctors and all that type of stuff, you know, he said it was a nightmare. He said he himself right now is building him a way to camp. That's what I do. I camp, and that's what he's wanting to do. He's having a few health issues with his back, stuff like that, but he's building him a truck camper, from the way I understand it. And he's looking forward to getting out here and enjoying the outdoors. So I want to root him on. I'm not going to mention his name because he didn't ask me to, or I didn't ask him if I could, and I'm not going to do that to him. But guys, I sure hope I don't ever in my videos say anything that's going to mislead you or get you to do something that's just not right. That does not make any sense. And boy, I tell you, you start watching some of these videos, you know, it's pitiful what some people go through. I was watching a subscriber. I'm actually a subscriber. I subscribe to them. This person, I don't think is a subscriber of mine yet, but she just got scammed by a scammer. Apparently they pretended to be with the bank and wanted her to verify her information that some bad stuff was happening and stuff like that. And of course, she got nervous because they was able to, you know, give her so much information where her bank was and everything. So she just started telling them everything they wanted to know. They even made arrangements to meet her in a few days and go over everything again, see if they got everything straightened out. She hangs up the phone. She gets a call from her bank telling her that somebody's trying to make a purchase of something on her account, and they felt like it was a scam. And as she got to realizing and talking to them, it was a scam. So they locked up her account. And when they do that, you don't even have access to your own money, because they lock everything up right then. Because they're going to investigate that fraud that's going on. Okay. So she ended up having to borrow money to survive for a couple of weeks while they take care of all that kind of stuff. You know, guys, there's so much information out there about these type of things, these scams and things. Listen, these people don't call you. These banks are not going to call you. Social Security officers are not going to call you. Sheriff's Department's not going to call you. State police ain't going to call you. The FBI ain't going to call you. You know, when somebody calls you from one of them agencies or something like that and they, you know, try to convince you to do something, get their phone number, hang up. Get who they're with. Let's just say state police called you and says they got your boy and he's down at so-and-so county and he needs to be bailed out and they need a credit card number or whatever. You just simply say, listen here, officer, give me your name and where you're located at and let me call you back. Then you look up the number for that trooper, whatever state you're in, and you call the headquarters up there and you say, I got a call from an officer so-and-so. He says that he's got my son and he needs all this. They're going to tell you right off the bat, sir, our officer's not going to call you and tell you that they need a credit card or any other information. So please, people, please listen. I mean, it's on the news, it's in the papers, it's everywhere you go. People are trying to explain to you. Do not give out your information to anybody like that. They call, hey, you know, they'll even take recordings of your children's voices and stuff, and AI can make them say whatever they want to, and it sounds like them on the phone. You know, if your kid's off somewhere, you tell them, hey, and you get a call like that, say, where's the nearest police department to you? Whatever. You get a location, and then don't you let them give you the number to call. You look up the location in that agency or whatever they're close to, whether it's McDonald's, I don't care what it is, and ask for your grandson, granddaughter, or whatever. All right? And if they need money for police department stuff like that, call that police department. Do not give out your phone number. I mean, your personal information on any bank account or anything. You know, somebody comes to your front door, same way. You find out what, tell them you're not interested. You say, give me the agency you're with, and I'll look that up, and I'll call you. And if that's something I'm interested in, we'll get together after I verify everything. But just, guys, be careful. These people, especially our age, you know, we're not going to have the ability to make this back. Everything they take from us, we've lost it. You know, we don't have time to go back out there and get a job. We don't have the years left to build up our savings. You know, you could be living in a pretty nice home, you know, and the next thing you know, you're broke. My wife and I, here a few years ago, we called all the credit bureaus and we locked our credit. Nobody can charge anything on us because we locked it. We called them all. In other words, we can't even go charge anything unless we verify with the credit bureaus, agencies, like, I think there's 3 of them, who we are and all that, and what we're buying and all that. And they're going to ask a whole lot of questions before they turn our credit back on. Because we're at the point in our lives, we're not going to be buying new cars. We're not going to be buying homes and all that type of stuff, okay? And if we decide we want to do something like that and we have to borrow, then we'll go through the right way. So if you are at the age and you're not planning on buying another home, or you're not planning on buying a new car or whatever, I suggest you call and do that exact same thing. But that, my friend, is going to be up to you guys, okay? But please, just be careful. Man, I'm telling you, please be careful. All right, next thing I'm going to do, we've got this all ground up here. We've got a box of this macaroni and cheese, and I'm going to take the cheese part out of it, and I'm going to dump it in there. Just like that right there. Then I'm going to take this macaroni and cheese, I'm going to do the same thing. All right. And then we're going to take this. Actually, I'm going to mix that up a little bit. All right. Now I'm going to take a cup of milk and pour it in there. Okay. We're going to, now once you pour that milk in there, you pay attention. Once you get, bring it up to a boil, we want to turn that down to a simmer so that you don't scorch that milk, burn it up. Then we're going to open us up a can of corn. I mean a can of diced tomatoes. Excuse me. We're going to pour them in there. This can opener ain't very good. It ain't wanting to work with me, is it? Then we're going to pour them in there. We're going to stir them up in there. Alright. Alright, here we go. Turn it up just a little bit because I want that to come to kind of a boil. Alright. And then we are going to put us some green sweet peas in there. I want to dump out that liquid because I don't want that liquid. Hell, I'm outside. I'm going to pour it in here. Just like that right there. I got somebody stepping up, so I'm going to break it just a second. Okay, somebody was bringing me something. All right, now then. We got our peas and our diced tomatoes in there. Our macaroni and the cheese out of it. Got our milk poured in there. Now we're going to add some frozen corn in there. This here is fresh frozen corn. That thing can make my hands work. Boy, it smells good. You can tell it's fresh. Now this can be made in the oven too, but we are going to make it you can put onions. You can put just about whatever you want in. It's why it's called a shipwreck casserole. Anything you got leftovers or whatever, you can put them in here. You don't want to use diced tomatoes. You can use ketchup, I guess. You can use tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce, I mean, or anything like that. Any type of flavorings you want to put in here, you can put in here. If you don't want corn, you don't have to have corn. If you'd rather have green beans or whatever, just anything. You got leftover meatloaf, kind of like the other day we had that meatloaf. That right here would be a good way to use it, right here. I want to bring this to a boil, and then I want to turn it down to a simmer so that I don't burn anything. Then we're going to cover it and let it sit there for about 10 minutes. Almost looks like soup, don't it? See if we can get that to come to a boil. Guys, trying to decide what's the next park I want to try to go to. When I get all of our little knickknacks around here taken care of, uh, I'd like to go where I can spend a few days, you know, instead of just going for overnight. You know, I'd like to go where it's pretty, it's a good setup, and I can spend a few days. My wife and I've got a pass for these parks, so it's really not that expensive for us to camp. There's several different ones of those. If you're older, retired, you're planning on doing stuff like this, you might want to check in on that, see what it would cost you, because some of them are like 50% off and stuff like that. Our son actually bought ours for a Christmas present a couple years ago. We had planned on starting all this a couple years ago, but health reasons, stuff like that, we had to postpone it. And just now beginning to get out here and enjoy it. We've realized how fragile life is and how it can change just overnight. That I've got family members that's in the hospital or been in the hospital in the last couple of days. I've got two dear friends that's in the hospital, and they're all dealing with some pretty major issues. So don't waste your life, guys. Don't waste your life. If this ain't your cup of tea, find out something is. You know, running, walking, biking, trail walking, you know, taking pictures, you know, going around taking pictures of things, you know. But do something, you know. Don't waste what little time we have. You know, the average person lifespan is 76 years old, so some of us ain't got a whole lot of time left to do these type of things. And I'm gonna turn that way down. Turn that way down here, because all I want to do is simmer, and I'm gonna put a lid on it. Now, and we're gonna check it every once in a while, but I'd like for that to stay in there about 10 minutes. And hopefully turns out pretty good. And then we're gonna top it with some of this here cheddar cheese. And this is the big reason I don't want to use my cast iron, is this cheese. But it just, to me, it doesn't work out very well. I end up with a mess to clean up, and I'm just not going to do it. You know, you may decide it is, because I see a lot of people when they say they cook in cast iron, they cook in cast iron. I don't care if it's spaghetti, meatballs, I don't care what it is. They cook in cast iron. But guys, they know what they're doing. They have a setup that they can get it, they can clean it up, they know how to clean it up, and they, you know, their love of it's worth that extra effort. And that's what it's all about. You do what makes you happy, you know. But to me, I would just soon not have to mess with that. But it seems to me like every time you have to wash something up with soap and water and stuff like that, all that seasoning that you've spent all this time to get a skillet. Let me see, where did I set my skillet? Give me just a second. To get a skillet that dark and that deep of seasoning takes a while. You know, that right there has been cooked in 100 times or better, more probably. Yeah. So to take, and I took this in and washed it, cleaned it up because I'd forgotten, left it out with some stuff in it, and left it uncovered. And so I took it in and I washed it with soap and water, and I re-seasoned the top of it, and I did it very gently. And but like I said, I don't turn it down even more. I don't like doing that. I want to be able to just take a cloth when I get done cooking in it and wipe it down. Because as far as germs and stuff like that, that hot skillet killed anything that could be on it. Okay, so you just they've done it for hundreds of years. You know, I was reading something the other day. One made a comment. All these people trying not to eat meat and do all this type of stuff. And I know I've got friends that way. They won't eat meat or anything like that because it's either beliefs or they don't feel like it's healthy for their body or whatever to eat. But his statement was that back 500 years ago, people lived off the land. Everything was fresh that they ate. The vegetables were fresh. They had no chemicals on them, no nothing. And they lived to be about 30 years old. Well, about 1700s, whatever, the average age they brought up or whatever. I can't remember exactly the dates that he gave, the time period, but they gained another 5 years. But since science has gotten involved with your food and stuff that you eat, you went from a life expectancy to 30, 35 to a life expectancy of 76 years old. And that's eating what we're eating here. I know a guy that's 89 years old, very close friend. He eats anything he wants to eat, and always has. Has him a drink whenever he wants to have a drink. He does it all. He's still here, still kicking. I believe that ornery sucker is going to live to be 110 years old. So his point was enjoy life and forget about all this nonsense of worrying about what you're eating and stuff. Now, obviously, your fats and stuff like that, you need to use a little bit of common sense. But and again, if you got a history of this or history of that, I'm sure all that comes in. I'm not going to give you no medical advice or anything like that. But he basically was just saying you eat whatever you feel like eating. It's not gonna take any days off your life and stuff. Well, it smells good. I think right now when I got that open, I'm gonna add some salt and pepper to that. Yeah, I'll do it this way here. That big a pot, it's gonna take a little bit of salt. Put a little pepper in here. All right. Almost turn that down even more. Almost got it off. It's still boiling. right. Now, well, that's hot like that. Now, here comes the good stuff. Here comes the good stuff. We're gonna take it off here. We're gonna sprinkle the good stuff on there. Cheddar cheese. Yeah, I'm gonna use it all. Sure enough. Okay, just like that right there. Now I'm gonna put that lid back on there. And I'm actually gonna turn that burner off. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna leave it down real low. We're gonna make some garlic toast to go with this too. I'm gonna stick this. No, I'm not, because I'm gonna be dipping with it here in a second. Like I said, I was gonna stick that over in our wash water. Put that there. Sit there out of the way. I'm gonna put this lid back on here, and we're gonna get ready and do some toast. Get us a butter knife here. And guys, I'm using hamburger buns that we have left. Guys, when you're making toast and stuff, and you got hamburger buns and hot dog buns that's left over, you know, use that. Don't use your light bread. I mean, because if it's light bread, something you're going to use pretty quick. But a lot of times you'll end up having leftover hamburger buns and hot dog buns that'll just go bad because you don't use them. So use those as your toast in the mornings and stuff like that. Let's see. Get this all ready up here. You like garlic toast? Man, I like garlic toast. Fix me and my wife both some, see. Yeah, let me get that off. Yeah, get that off. Yeah, put that up here. I'm gonna put a little bit on the back of it too. Not much, but I'm gonna put a little bit on the back. Yeah, we're gonna put a little bit on the back here. All right. All right, now then I'm gonna light this stove right here, and we're gonna make us some toast. I think that went completely off right there. And I think I'm gonna light it back and let it. I'll make sure that cheese gets melted good in there. See what it's looking like. All right, now I'm gonna mix all that up in there. All right, set that down there. Get our napkin here. Yeah, that's gonna be all right. That's gonna be all right there, guys. So far we've done pretty good with our meals. We've only had one that kind of did a little flop on me, but that was because of my own silliness, everything else turned out pretty good. I bet you I've gained another quarter of a pound. I keep on, I'm going to gain another pound if I ain't careful. Well, I'd hate to know I woke up tomorrow, weighed 151 pounds. Man. All right. Look at that breeze coming through here right now after that hot day. Man, that feels good. Even just out here cooking and stuff like that, before I'm done, usually my shirt's wringing wet. Right now, there's a little bitty breeze coming through because it's getting late in the evening. And man, it feels good. Oh boy, that smells good. That garlic. Using some of this, I've never used this before. My wife introduced me to this. I don't know if y'all have used any of that before, but I've never used any of it. So we're going to give out, I usually just use butter with garlic salt or powder. But she had that right there, so we're going to give that a shot. Okay. Let's give this another stir here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Guys, that's looking pretty good right there. That right there. Boy, it's a lot of food, ain't it? That's a lot of food. Probably end up freezing some of that. It's okay, though. That way when you go out on the road, you can just take some, heat it up instead of having to go through making an entire dinner. Yeah, you betcha. Let me check it. This ought to be getting pretty close to where we want them. All right, we're going to turn that off too. Turn everything off. Shut our gas off. All right. Okie dokie, guys. Grab a couple pieces here of toast. All right. Guys, this look here looks to me like that's going to be some pretty good eating. Right there. That looks to me like that's going to be some pretty good eating. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Man, does that not look good? Tell you what, I'm going to get it set up over here at the table, and we're going to give this a taste. All righty. All righty. All righty. All right, guys. Let's see how we did here. But man, don't that look good? Oh, and I'm hungry. Oh, that's all right there. That's all right there. That cheese, you know what? I think if I'd used that Mexican mixed cheese, I think it would have even made it better. It's good with that cheese there. But I think if I'd have made it with that Mexican mixed cheese, I think I'd have liked it better. But again, like I said, you can put anything in this, whatever it is. If you can think of it, you can put it in here. And you know it changed up. It's like if I cook this again, I think I'm going to use that that mixed Mexican chili. And I think I'm gonna, instead of using just tomatoes, I think I'm gonna use Rotel. And to be honest with you, that's what I had in my mind in the first place was Rotel. I went in to get some, and I didn't have it. We ended up having those tomatoes, so I used it instead. But that's delicious. I promise you, none of that'll get thrown away. Let's try this here garlic toast. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Guys, like I said, glad you stopped by. If you like our videos, please hit like. Leave me a comment on what you think you'd put in this. And if you make it, tell me how you make it. If you like our videos, hit like. If you want to see more of them, hit subscribe. And ring that bell. That'll tell you the next time one pops up and it's ready for you to view. Hopefully this one won't have uh, technical difficulties with the sound. Guys, I've tried two sets of these mics. I don't know what it is. Guess I'm going to have to go to somebody who sells them instead of me ordering them and see what they tell me. And it may be how I'm using them. I don't know. But I'm going to try to figure it out. And if you got a suggestion, leave me a comment. Now, guys, don't send me a comment about a $500 set of mics. Guys, that's out of my world. I'm just not going to spend that kind of money on something like that. But I don't mind stepping up more than what I paid for these a little bit more. But I'm not interested in going bankrupt on a set of mics. But you guys have a wonderful night. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to finish this right here. Ah!